triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no pace, wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve. Shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and whoo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Woo. Watch how I set it up, bet you I shut it down. Watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switch switched up, whose man's high? Through it all, I stay the same. I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right. I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life. I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose, and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to roll. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, we are getting a little bit of a bounce from the lows that we just made, and we are approaching a key level of resistance. If you guys were, I don't know if it was Friday's live stream, might have even been Thursday's live stream. We were talking about the potential possibility of 64K incoming, and we just barely front-ran that level as we see price making a retracement to the upside, coming into extremely key levels of resistance. Can we break through and get that bigger move to the upside? That's what I want to talk about tonight. We have some signs on the higher time frames, guys. We're not just out of the woods yet, just from this pump. Technically, the money flow on the higher time frames still doesn't look that great. So I'm going to cover all that with you guys, give you the key levels of support and resistance, and give you my overall view on the market, where I think price is going next. Take a look at the bullish case, take a look at the bearish case, and then I'll let you guys know which way I'm leaning. And hopefully that can help provide you guys with a little bit more of a clear outlook on what price is going to do next. But before we get into it, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances to win some free crypto. Shout out to the Mafia. Go ahead and smash that like button. What do we got? We're at 76 likes right now. We got 188 people in here. Let's go for 550 tonight. And as Tony put in that poll, let's see if we can get to 300 in the first hour. But, guys, it's going to be an amazing show. We're going to be taking a look at the altcoins as well. Specifically, I want to take a quick look at Solana. But, yeah, shout out to before we jump on into the charts. We got the Godfather. What is going on? He said, shout out to Redis said, do a vid on your indicator, sir, LFG. Shout out to Redas. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, but we actually do have a tutorial video on how to use the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator, which I'm actually going to be taking a look at on today's live stream because there was something on that indicator that was potentially pointing towards our bottom here, so I want to show you guys that. But go ahead and, yo, shout out to Greg, said Frankie feed the hamsters. What the heck? What hamsters? We only have goats over here. Shout out to K Diggity. But yeah, we do have a tutorial video on the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator, so go ahead and check that out. We got Jonah Lang in the chat. What is going on? He said, oh my God, is my internet freaking out again? This is ridiculous. Shout out to Tony D. Is my light really low too? No, I think we're good on the light. But shout out to Jonah Lang. What is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. We got Servando Estrada said, happy Monday, everybody. We got K Diggity in the chat. Our biggest GOAT fan. DMB Smurf, what is going on? Said, caught the live. Yay. Shout out to you, bro. But last but not least, we got Wick589. We got Derelict in the chat throwing out those calf emojis. I just slapped it under the table. I don't have any shoes on right now. I don't think you guys want to see the Frankie Candles feet. They're not as pretty as the calves, guys. But anyway, shout out to Wick589. We got Derelict in the chat. Rob the Crypto Snob. Chemistry Bro, you guys know who the mods are. Show him some love in the chat. Shout out to Wayne C, the Godfather. Show him some respect. You don't want to disrespect that guy, let me tell you. We got Cranky Fandles in the chat. Said, where's my emojis? Shout out to Cranky Fandles. And we got Donato Cabrera. Shout out to you, brother. And shout out to Dragos. Says, crypto miners making me rich. Get to the bag. Shout out to you, brother. And last but not least, guys, we got the GOAT in the chat. What is going on, bro? But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and take a look at what we got going on. What is to come next? We were able to look for that move to 64K and get it. Oh, shout out to Golden. Let's go. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden gifting those Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. 50 memberships for the Mafia. I can shout out to Golden. Golden, I fixed my chair. It's not quite a new chair, but we did fix it. Unless it syncs on this live stream, maybe it's not fixed. But I tried to fix it. Shout out to Golden. I think there were too many gray names in there. Golden decided to drop that golden waterfall, spam that emoji. Shout out to you, brother. We appreciate you so much. And, yeah, let's go. People were talking about the gray names a few minutes ago. So that was perfect timing, Golden. Let's go. We appreciate you, brother. Drop that golden emoji if you just got one. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to your emojis right now and look for that golden emoji. You'll see it. And then start one of those golden waterfalls, or as some people call them showers. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys, and see what we got going on here on Bitcoin. Now, obviously, guys, we have gotten that bounce from the low here, sitting at about 58,000. Let me go ahead and bear with me. Let me go ahead and there we go. Make these numbers a little bit bigger. That low was coming in at about 58.1, and obviously, guys, oh my God, the bat phone is ringing. What is going on here? Sorry, guys. Okay, bada boom. So as we got this strong bounce to the upside, as you guys know, we were looking for a potential retracement on price to come into some very, yo, I see chat going nuts with those golden emojis. Let's go. But as you guys know, we were looking at some very key levels to the upside for price to come in and retrace to. And one of those key levels, yes, was that value area low sitting here at about 63,200, 63,100, depending on where you have this range pulled from specifically, or depending on what exchange you're looking at. We were looking for a simple retracement back to the upside after we got that dump to come in and test some of these key levels of resistance. Level number one, oh my God, Golden dropping another 50 Frankie Candles memberships. What the heck is going on, bro? This is ridiculous. Somebody get this man a throne. Shout out to Golden, the king of gifting memberships. Absolute legend. That's 100 members. Yo, shout out to Golden. Unbelievable. I guess they unbanned his second account. Drop those golden emojis in the chat. Shout out to Dave Crypt goes, bro. Oh, no, he said boom, actually. Unbelievable, Golden. Absolutely insane. Shout out to you. I don't think the chair can go down anymore with all these memberships. Shout out to you, bro. Everybody's green again. Drop a golden emoji and give him a thanks in chat. We appreciate you so much, bro. And I know the Mafia does as well, getting all these free memberships. Let's get it. Oh, God. Golden, who? I mean, I've met Golden, not in real life, digitally, but who are you? Who is Golden? It's a mystery, guys. Shout out to you, brother. Let's go. But as we were looking for that retracement to the upside into the $63,000 resistance, guys, there are a few different levels that we're looking at up here. We do have key resistance above as well. So I want to break that down in today's video. But just to kind of do an overall kind of like recap of what we've been waiting for on price was simply to see a bounce to the upside here to get that retracement. And as you guys know, The money flow on the higher time frames has been pretty bearish. We had the daily money flow in the red. We have the 2-day money flow just crossing over into the red, or just starting to cross over into the red here. Typically, this is more indicative of downside, guys, unfortunately. However, we do, at least this morning, this did look like it was curving up just a little bit more. Not really too much to take away from this. And this is kind of why I say we're not necessarily out of the woods just yet. Because obviously we're gonna have to see this money flow cross back into the green. But on a 2-day time frame, it does take time for price to develop and the indicators to develop on these time frames. So by the time we see that money flow cross back over, we will probably have already gotten that push to the upside. So for that reason, I don't want to confuse anybody here, guys. These are simply just bars. Let me go ahead and turn these to regular candles so you guys don't get like, what the heck does the candles look like that for? But to kind of front run this, guys, what we can do is look at the daily money flow, because if we zoom in on this, you guys can see daily money flow is starting to work its way back to the upside again. Not necessarily indicating that we're completely out of the woods just yet, but this would be a better sign than than money flow just coming down into the red signals, guys. We were being very careful around this level of resistance, because we know that if we do wind up coming back to the upside here and getting the retracement into those key levels of resistance, this could be an area where price would look to reject, put in a potential lower high, and then break these prices to come down to much lower levels. However, we do still have some key levels above. And I'm going to pull up the actual chart, or actual live stream chart, in just a second. I wanted to start off kind of clean here, just to give you guys a clear idea of what we've been expecting and how this move up is really not that big of a surprise, right? We got the move to the downside, and then as these higher time frame VWAP started curving up, we had that 2-day looking for the green dot. This was actually the specific signal we were watching on the live stream to indicate that that retracement would come in, bringing us into these next key levels of resistance. Most levels of resistance do remain the same so far, guys. So we are, like, this is kind of go time for Bitcoin, right? Like, this is like, we're hitting the key level of resistance. If we're able to break above this, we might be able to see things turn around, but we are literally in the thick of the resistance right now. So not out of the woods just yet, but definitely headed in the right direction. And just remember, guys, we have to keep that thought process open as long as money flow is coming out here. Maybe if that daily comes back into the green, we could start to think something else. However, as long as money flow remains in the red, we have to anticipate potential lower highs to come in here. So I am going to be looking for shorts. I'm actually in a little bit of a scalp short right now. It is a scalp, right? I'm not necessarily like in the big short position for the big breakdown, but I did take a little scalp short here with the premium Discord on our premium live stream earlier today, and that is now in profit. I'm going to pull up the trades in a minute, but let's go ahead. I want to pull up the live stream chart right here. Bada boom. And here's that actual short setup. I guess I'll just talk about this real quick. Very simply put, we came up, we had a little swing failure pattern occur right on this wick high here. That was where we looked to take the short position, and as you can see, skirted right back around and came to the downside. Now, again, this is going to be considered to be a scalp position, guys. Now, this is not a trade setup. Just because we pulled this up does not mean short Bitcoin right now. If you were going to short Bitcoin, in my opinion, the short was to be had up here. We have already gotten a move down. This is not the time to panic in, or FOMO in, I should say. But I'm going to use this trade to kind of explain to you guys kind of like how I'm looking at the market and what I'm anticipating next, and kind of how I'm just viewing things overall. So as we get a push to the downside here, guys, I am going to be very careful, right? Because not only do we have the 2-day green dot confirmed, we also have that 3-day VWAP looking to cross over the 0 line to print a green dot. This could easily assist us on a move to the upside. But as we continue up here, actually, let me come down to a little bit of a lower time frame. If we do continue down, I am going to be watching this level very, very closely, right? Sitting between, I would call it $62,233 all the way down to $61,785. This is the local Golden Pocket 786 retracement with the value area high flying right through the middle of these levels, giving you some beautiful, beautiful confluence. So if we do come down here, I am going to be very careful and locking in profits on my short on the way down, as if we do come back down to test the value area high, Golden Pocket 786 right here, or just simply put, like retesting the highs that we just broke out of. As you guys know, oftentimes price likes to revisit the scene of the crime, simply meaning, retest that area that we originally got the breakout from, which would be these levels right here. So if we do push down there, I am going to be cautious of a little bit of a bounce and a potential continuation up. But if we know price is probably going to come down from a certain level, why not scalp those little trades to make some profit on each little ebb and flow in the market? But simply put, I am going to be very careful, right? Because this gives me a very clear invalidation as well. If we do come down here and we do not get support and we get stuck inside this range, In my opinion, once you start losing that POC, probably going to be much more likely that we get a move back down to the bottom of the range, in which case I will get stopped out of my long in profit. And I will talk about that trade in just a second. But this is kind of how I'm looking at things, right? We have this little range down here. We got our long position as we were dumping down below this value area. I actually not sure my exact entry on that, but we can take a look in a minute. But once we got this big dump to the downside here, we saw a lot of the leverage traders get washed out, indicating a very strong likelihood of a reversal to the upside. And very simply put, that's exactly what we got. Flip that value area low to support, bing bong, right to the upside. And now we just took that scalp from the high. But this is what I'm looking at. If we get stuck under these levels, I will be looking for a bigger move down, at least to the value area low here. However, there is a possibility of coming up here, guys. Like the simple kind of, let me actually get rid of all this real quick. The simple kind of like thought process that I have here is, hey, got the move, got the retracement. Here is our golden pocket 786 retracement, which we have not technically tapped just yet, or at least this is the fib that I'm looking at. This is this is coming in at about between 64,336 and all the way up to the 786 at 65.7. So this is kind of all, like, there's a lot of resistance here, to be quite honest with you guys. Like, this whole zone is littered with resistance, right? So once we break that 786, I mean, obviously you have the POC above, but really we got to get above this entire zone, like between the value area low and the 786 here. We got to get above this entire zone in order to open up the door to higher prices. So, and even if we do, here's the thing, guys. If we pull our fib all the way from this high right here all the way to the low, bada boom, you can see the golden pocket and the POC are beautifully confluent here, which could be a very, very good place to be looking for some shorts in case, right? And it's all about analyzing the price as you get to the key levels, right? Because I'm not just going to blindly short here, right? We're in a little scalp right now, but we're not just going to blindly short resistance hoping for the move down, right? This is how you lose all your money. You have to have actual reasons to take the position. However, if we push up into this range, guys, and we start approaching this more macro golden pocket with the POC confluence, this is going to be a very key level to watch because oftentimes, if we're going to see the higher time frame money flow continue to the downside and continue to give us the bigger drop, oftentimes you will lose the range and then come back up in here to test the POC before putting in that lower high and breaking down to lower prices, right? We saw this somewhat happen back here where we broke down below the value area, came back up, tested the POC, and then got the break of structure to continue the trend to the downside. And this is somewhat a similar situation. We were talking in the premium Discord earlier. You see this happen all the time, right? You can see here. Let me pull up the daily real quick. Even on the top, at the top of the previous bull run, right? Oftentimes you'll get a big move up, some consolidation, and then if we pull our range here, bada boom, bada bing, right? What happens, right? You go from the low to the high to the low to the high to the low, and then you retrace into that POC before getting the big move to the downside. So that POC is going to be absolutely key. And this happens all over the place. This is not just over here, right? This happens like constantly, right? Like oftentimes, like if you just pull volume profiles, right? Oftentimes you will either test that POC or a value area high before getting the bigger move down. I think we actually have the same setup right here, right? Yeah, what happens is you go from the high to the low to the high. You break back into the range, bearish retest on the value area high. This is where you want to look for short positions. And then you finally get that bigger break to the downside. So for that exact reason, right, I am going to be looking at that POC as key resistance. But simply put, guys, this is what we expected. Break to the downside, bounce off the lows for the retracement into these key levels. And here we are sitting just at about 64K, which is exactly what we were looking at. I don't know if it was Friday or Thursday's live stream. We literally on the thumbnail was like 64K incoming question mark. And here we are. And the theory of that was to go for the golden pocket 786 retracement. So as we continue up here, guys, we still have a lot of work to do. I would really like to see a flip of, 65.5. We start seeing a flip of that from resistance to support. That's where we can start to look for the move to the upside. Shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on? He said, bing bong. Shout out to Dave Digital. Guys, whoa, look behind you. Look behind you. What is going on? What is that? Hey, what's over there? Huh. I don't know. I thought I saw something. Shout out to you guys. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and continue on. Hey, shout out to Seth. Said, I remember you saying that, Frankie. Good call. Shout out to Seth. Well, shout out to you, brother. Someone's paying attention. Let's go. Shout out to Seth. And we don't say it to brag, right? I'm not saying it because it's like, I guessed it, right? I called it. I'm not like that. And it's really not magic, right? It's just a retracement. This is to be expected. So, and again, what were we looking for at that purple box? Some resistance, which is why we took that little scalp short position. But again, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is like the spot to be looking for like a big short, right? Like I said, the short position I took is in the context of a scalp, right? If I come back down to the lower time frames, we are looking at this range, bada boom, right? And this short is looked at as a scalp position back down to the value area high, not necessarily the big short position to low. Is if we come on over to the 4-hour time frame, finally, for the love of God, we are finally seeing something. What's up with those blue things in chat? Shout out to Dark Crash, Nigel Smith, Wayne C, Pressure Drop. What is that? They're like L's? Are you guys saying L? Like L's in the chat? Are you guys saying? I don't know what that is. Shout out to you guys though. Interesting emojis on this channel. But anyway, guys, I'm just joking. As you can see here on the 4-hour time frame, guys, actually earlier today, we actually had a money flow crossover into the green. It did not confirm, unfortunately. Did we get it on the Heiganashis? Potentially. Come on, Heiganashis. No, not quite. So we were getting that money flow crossover into the green, but now we're getting rejected a little bit. So kind of hard to call here, but either way, this money flow is headed in the right direction. Once we get that 4-hour money flow crossover into the green, that's probably the best chance than any that we have to get above that value area low. But we're at key resistance. But the nice thing here is not only is it key resistance, but it's also the zone that holds us back from much higher prices. So we'll have to see what happens, right? And if we turn off the TA here, guys, I do just want to bring this up because we've been talking about this a lot recently. Well, actually, first, let's take a look at the weekly, right? This is something I looked at in the premium Discord. We did get somewhat of a bullish candle here on the weekly close. We got this nice little bullish hammer candle. And these do typically pop up during reversals, right? Like you come down, you get a bullish hammer. That indicates the reversal. Yes, you do not just shoot off in a straight line. You actually did pull back a little bit. But in hindsight, right, this is the weekly time frame. It's going to take time for that to play out, right? So you get the bullish hammer candle. You get a little bit of a retracement, but then you get the next big leg up. There's oftentimes, once you see these hammer candles, you do see pushes to the upside. Same exact thing happened back here, right? You bing bong sideways. You wash out the leverage traders who were long from the bottom here. You get that somewhat of a bullish hammer candle, and then you get the big reversal to the upside. And I guess you didn't really have one here. You did have a nice one right here. You bing bong, wash out the traders from below, bullish hammer, next big leg up to the to higher prices. But really what I want to take a look at here with you guys is the fact that not only if you come up to the higher time frames, right, this is, I have to say, right, like based off of where we are in the cycle, I am somewhat neutral, to be quite honest with you. Now, again, the higher time frame money flow is still technically bearish, right? Until we see that money, it's starting to head in the right direction, but we need those crossovers to give us confidence, right? But typically what happens is where we look for our trades is within the areas of consolidation, right? Because typically, I mean, this is how price moves, right? You get imbalance and then you get balance. You get imbalance and then you get balance. Imbalance and then balance, right? Our thought or our trading strategy, really what we like to do is we like to wait for those balanced areas to find our entries to get the bigger moves on price, right? So you come up, you find balance. You're looking for longs at the lows, especially when you're in a macro uptrend, to be quite honest with you guys. Like, super scared of this move down. Now, sure, locally, this was a decent pullback. But in the grand scheme of things, like, we're just kind of in another sideways consolidation. The question is, are we going to break up or are we going to break down? So this is where we like to look for our trades, right? So simply put, and this works to the upside and to the downside. Right? So, like, even if you're looking for shorts, you're going to wait for that consolidation. Very similar to right here. You get a big move down, big area of consolidation. This is actually where we call the blood diamond on the weekly before the big bear market. But what happens? You have imbalance, and then you have balance, and then inside of here is where you want to find your trade, right? Price gets the big move down. You have some kind of balance here, right? That's where you're going to be looking for your trades, and then you get a leg up, and then you get balance. This was actually last summer, as you guys can see. Very, very similar to this summer. Last summer, this is literally almost the exact same thing that we had happen last summer, right? This range started in March, right? And went all the way to August, right? And then you basically just went sideways. But what happened after you were going sideways for that long? You wash out the longs, and then you get the next big leg up. Even here, consolidation, wash out the longs, next big leg up. And then if we zoom in, go to like the 1 hour or something like that, you guys can see even that 51 to 52K zone down here was the exact same thing, right? You have your sideways range, right? I'm not even going to pull the volume profile, but you have your sideways range, and then price dips down below that range, liquidates the longs, and then you get another big, you reclaim that value area low, and you get a big move up. I guess I will pull the volume profile just to show you guys, right? So you get back above, into the value area, you get a move to the high, and then you get the big breakout. But the point here is that this is how the market moves. And very simply put, we are just in another area where we are going sideways. So are we going to get that next big leg up out of here? I will say, if we're able to see the money flow roll back to the upside and cross over into the green, it's going to be a better signal for a big move to the upside. But we don't know what is going to happen. And just simply based off the ones and the zeros, the information we have on the chart, if this money flow continues into the red, it would be more likely to break to the downside. But that doesn't mean that we're only looking for shorts and we're not going to capitalize on the move up. Right now, we're pretty good, right? Let me actually pull up the trades really quickly here. Bada boom, bada bing. So here is the Ethereum long. So I've closed my Ethereum short. I explained this on Friday's live stream. I'm not going to get into it. I had a broken phone. I accidentally closed my whole Ethereum position. I did not want to close it because I know sometimes that'll affect people. People are like, oh my God, I closed it short. We're going to go to the moon. But that's not the case. I actually accidentally closed that entire short. I really wanted to hold a portion of that to cover me on the downside. But we did wind up taking another little scalp long here on Ethereum. I actually already took $200 or $300 off the trade, still up 42%, up about $400 unrealized. So if we do continue up here, I will have this long open. However, again, you know, the idea here in the longer term is we are getting another area of another kind of consolidation area here, and you know, the dump to the downside. It's always very scary for everybody, right? Like down here, people are like, "Oh my God, it's all over." Right? Like it happens every time. Like even here, it's like, oh my God, we're going to zero, bull market's over. Oh my God, we're going to zero, bull market's over. But oftentimes, guys, when you're in a long-term bullish trend, those dumps to the downside on those sideways areas consolidation almost always result in big moves to the upside, right? So, and again, it doesn't mean that we're just guaranteed to blast off to the higher prices, but like even here, you had your daily money flow like freshly crossing over into the red, and then you still just got the bigger move up. So the longer-term trend, in my opinion, is still bullish. So, you know, again, if that money flow crossover into the red doesn't continue to pull us back, well, we could potentially anticipate that. But binarily, money flow still looks pretty bearish, right? Especially on that 2-day. We really need this money flow to start coming back up, and the daily is starting the party here. So we'll see if that daily money flow can cross over into the green somewhat soon. But for now, I'm going to be holding the long. I'm going to be holding the short. And, you know, regardless of what happens, my stop loss is already at break even here. Like I said, if you guys caught my take profit tutorial that I dropped yesterday, shout out to you guys. I mean, shout out to the premium Discord, really, because we dropped that video, and in that video, I go over how I guarantee my winning trades, right? And it's like, we put guaranteed gains on the thumbnail, and you guys will never see me, like, tell you to buy an altcoin, it's guaranteed to go up, or anything like that. But when I say guaranteed gains on my thumbnails, I mean it, right? Because I actually show you strategies to get into profitable trades and then guarantee them as winners by limiting your risk. So, but the same exact strategies that I used in that tutorial, I literally was at the same time using that on this Ethereum long position as we were already in profit, locked in a few $100s in profit, still have that almost $400 unrealized. But after I took that TP, I moved my stop loss to break even. So if the price does go against us and we come down, this long will get stopped out for profit, literally guaranteeing my winning trade. This trade will not lose. Even if I get stopped out, I still make money. So if you're interested in how I set myself up with that and you have not seen that tutorial yet, go check it out. Shout out. Hold on a second. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. He gifted another 100 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go. Golden, what did we do to deserve you? Dude, YouTube's going to ban him again. Shout out to Golden, you absolute goat. Even the goats are making noise. Let's go. Unbelievable. Somebody call the cops on Golden. Call the feds. Call the FBI on Golden. Somebody shut this man down. He's giving too much love. Shout out to you, brother. Absolutely unbelievable. Drop those golden emojis. I didn't even realize he dropped another 100, not another 50. Now everybody has a green name, and if you just got one, ball in. Shout out to Crypto Maxi. Let's go. Unbelievable. What's happening? Where am I? Shout out to Juan. You're in the Frankie Candles. I almost said Discord. You're in the Frankie Candles live stream, baby, where Golden gives away unrealistic amounts of memberships. Shout out to Golden. We are forever indebted, bro. We love you. And I know the Mafia does as well. Shout out to Dave Digital said, is that a new chair? It's a fixed chair, Dave. It's a fixed chair. I actually got into a bit of a fight this weekend with it, and I guess I came out on top because it's not sinking anymore. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Unbelievable. Yo, Golden. I just picture Golden like in a 75 bathroom, 83 bedroom mansion in like some kind of like big like bat cave with 100 monitors, and he's just like gift memberships. And he's just like drinking out of a solid gold cup. Shout out to Golden. Unbelievable. Golden is awesome. Shout out to Gerald. You are absolutely right. But while you guys are spamming those emojis, let's go ahead and continue on. But this is how we actually, we don't just talk about this stuff, guys. We actually do it. And there you go, right? TP set. At break even. We'll see what happens here. And if we do wind up dumping down, not only am I going to get stomped out in profit on this, but I will let my scalp short that I took here with the premium Discord earlier today, which is literally taken at the top of this wick. This will go ahead and continue to pay us out. I'm actually not logged into the account, but I believe that trade is up about 5-ish%. Not that percent really means anything because it's based on your leverage, the percentages can go crazy. But shout out to Golden said, I guess a fixed chair is acceptable. Shout out to Golden, bro. Oh, God, Golden. Where did you come from, Golden? Where are you from? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you go from? I don't know. Anyway, guys, let's continue on here. Show Golden some love in the chat. But that's simply, kind of my trading plan here, guys. We're in the long, we're in the short, and we'll have to see what happens. But like I said, we are basically doing what we hoped, which was get that retracement to the value area low. Once we can decisively get not only above that value area low, but also above that golden pocket. That would be, like, this whole zone, like, really above that POC is what I would like to see. But still a lot of work to do here. But once we flip that value area low, right, you could technically expect your journey up to that value area high to begin. Just understanding you do still have some key levels here that are likely to give you some turbulence. If we get stuck under the value area low and we can't get back above it, that is where maybe we start to see a little bit more of a move to the downside. But with the way that 4-hour money flow looks, coming back up into the green, I feel kind of good, I'll be honest with you. But I'm definitely not just like betting the farm on that. So keep that in mind. Yeah, shout out to Neil. Said, finally, some real country music. Shout out to you, brother. Actually used to be in a country band. That was actually the only song that we performed. We were strictly a Cotton Eye Joe cover band. But anyway, Golden said, I'm back, y'all. Frankie fixed his chair. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Actually, still probably going to get a new chair at some point. It's really just I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't really like to consider myself. I'm not really consider myself a lazy person. It's like this. It's like I will sit on a broken chair for 2 years just because I don't feel like getting a new chair. It's just like, I don't know. It's like a mental laziness with that kind of stuff. But anyway, shout out to Golden. Let's see. Pastrana says, it's not easy being green, baby. Shout out to you, brother. Golden said, we don't believe you until we see it. So get that new chair. Shout out to Golden. Should I get a golden chair? Should we just get like a golden throne? And shout out. You guys are crazy, man. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. That's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. I want to take a quick look at Ethereum, and then we'll jump on into some of the alts. Yeah, let's go ahead and yo, shout out to Emax. Let's go ahead, and it's Frankie's lucky chair. Yes, yes. What happened to the new 17K chair? 17K chair. Actually, shout out. Hang on, guys. We're going to take a look at Ethereum in a second. Go ahead and spam those emojis in the Spam the altcoins in the chat if you guys want me to take a look at them. But there is actually a Secret Labs Lamborghini chair. I don't know how much it is, but it's pretty fire. Let's see here. I don't even know if you could buy it or if it's like special edition. I don't know how it works. But I will say, yeah, look at this thing. This thing is fire. I would totally get this. Can you buy it? Oh, shop now. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Oh, $7.99. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm pretty sure I thought this was like $5K. Interesting. Should we get the Lamborghini share? I would only get it if it was golden, though. Like, we need those golden lines. Shout out to this chair. This thing is lit. Maybe should we get this? It'd be lit. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on, guys. Shout out to Secret Labs. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Ethereum. As you guys know, here we are, right? Like you can't make it up. And hopefully you guys, after watching these live streams, you start to kind of see what we look for on the charts and why we're able to call these moves, right? It's not because I'm magic. It's not because I'm a wizard. Sometimes I like to think that we're special, but it really doesn't have anything to do with being special or anything like that, guys. It just has to do with understanding how to do the TA and just trusting that analysis to let price do what it should do. And it's not going to do what it should do every time, but more often than not, you are going to be right if you know how to do the analysis. And if we pull up, let me pull up the, here we go, hide the TA here, zoom into the 4-hour. Where are we on Ethereum? Exactly where we think we would be, right? We got to move, right? As we deviated above the high here, this is where we were looking for the short positions. I took my short here at about $3,800, right? A little bit lower right here. Got accepted back into the range. We look for price to go to the POC. POC acted as a magnet as we clung to it, and then once we lost that POC, right to the value area low, which was our key level of support. What happened to the key level of support? We got the bounce. Where were we looking for this bounce to bring us? Very simply put, right at POC, golden pocket retracement. Why? Because we know that if we were going to get resistance or a retracement, we knew that retracement level was going to likely be the area to come to, right? Because it's your local golden pocket retracement. If you're going to get the bounce, the next likely place for price to go is going to be into that golden pocket or even that 786 retracement. And this is what we've been looking at, and here we are, right? It's kind of boring while you're waiting to get up there, but actually we technically came up and tapped that already. But you know, as you sit here and wait, eventually you do wind up getting these moves, right? So we do get a continued move to the upside. Your next key level on Ethereum is going to be 3560. And then if you get above that, to be honest with you, next key level, in my opinion, would be that value area high. We do have a daily naked point of control a bit higher up here, but that value area high is going to be your next key level. And let me just go ahead and pull our full golden pocket 786 retracement, which you can see has beautiful confluence with that with that value area high, right? So again, the local retracement was obviously likely to bring us up into this zone, but if we continue that pump to the upside and break that POC, we could, and the 786, right? We could eventually look for a move to the value area high, which in turn is essentially going to be the big area where I would potentially be looking. Obviously, when you get above those value area highs, this is where we look for shorts. Exhibit A, right? We don't just look for shorts randomly. We have very specific criteria, right? Deviate above the high. This is an overvalued asset. As you see this as an overvalued asset, you look for your short entry, and then once you break into the range, you expect for the eventual fill. So it'll be the same thing when we get up here. But again, the fact that this is the full golden pocket 786 retracement, and the fact that we actually also have an daily naked point of control coming in at about 3850, which I can go ahead and pull up here real quick. 38.49, right? As close as I'll get. But if we do come up here, guys, like not only based off the laws of the volume profile would this be likely to hit, but also if we break up into that 786, this could potentially be that area that could be a high likelihood area to get that lower high and continue that trend to the downside if the higher time frame money flow continues out. But that's why we have to analyze price as we hit the key levels, right? We can't just like randomly take the trades. As we get to the key levels, we then have to analyze the price, right? Is money flow coming up at this point? Are things looking more bullish? Or did we come up here for a retracement and money flow looks horrible and likely indicating a big move down, right? So it's an if this then that statement. We don't know the information because it's not here. So we simply have to sit on our hands, set those key levels, wait for price to hit them. And then as price hits those levels, we dive in, analyze the price action, look for the signals to take the trade, and if there's no trade, we simply do not take it. But those are the next key levels to the upside. So more immediately or locally, 786 will be your next key level of support, 3560, value area high 3720, and then that daily naked point of control at about 3850. And always remember the confluence that you have, right? 786 daily naked point of control, golden pocket value area high. So there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Sonny. Thank you for that super chat, Sonny. I appreciate you, brother. He said, I opened a 50x long 10 ETH at 3202. Take profits, question mark. Let's see. Opened at 3202. Well, here's the thing, brother. I don't know if you watched it, but go ahead. If you have not, I dropped a video yesterday talking about how to take profits, and not only how to take profits, but how to guarantee your winning trades. But let's see, 3202. Interesting. You must be in on a different, not on the Bitstamp chart, obviously. Let's pull up the. I'll just take your word for it, right? 3202. So if you're in from down here, I mean, here's the thing, right? It's a little bit of a loaded question, right? Because it's hard for me to say definitely take profits or definitely don't take profits. I don't know your trading plan. You took a 50x long, so I assume that's probably a pretty, you're probably up pretty good there. Never a bad time to take money off the table. This is not financial advice, but if I personally was in a long from 3,200, right, I would simply, I would 100% be taking profits personally, right? Does not mean that you should make any decisions based off of that. However, for me, if I were to 50x long from down here and I'm hitting a local golden pocket retracement, I would definitely be taking this would probably be one of my major TPs, right? Because it's also the POC of the range, right? So you have like kind of beautiful confluence here. And then simply put, I mean, again, watch that video if you have not, because it'll show you how to lock in profits and guarantee your winning trades. However, I would take partial profit here and then move my stop loss to break even, guaranteeing that winning trade. And then if price does continue up, a portion of that trade will continue to pay me out. And that's a really easy way to kind of, whoa, what is going on here? What the heck? I can't even delete it. What the heck is going on here? But you're also just using the volume profile, right? Because you got the long basically at the value area low. The next likely stop for Bitcoin or Ethereum is going to be that POC. And then once you flip that POC, the next likely place to go is going to be the value area high. Also understanding there's other levels in here. But just generally, that's kind of the backbone of my shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Said pin. Oh, I guess Tony tried to pin the wrong comment. Shout out to Tony D. Frankie's a G. Shout out to Gen Z. What is going on, brother? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. But that's what I would be looking at, right? Well, there we go. Price is pushing down. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. That's basically what I would be looking at, right? Because, if I was trading this as a volume profile, very simply put, with no context whatsoever, on a super basic level, my stop loss is below the lows, TP1 is the POC, TP2 is the value area high, and then at this point, you can either choose to close your whole trade, or you can look to lock in partial profits and hold a portion of the trade for the bigger breakout if that's what you're anticipating. But shout out to you, brother. Hopefully that helps you out. This would definitely be TP1 for me, TP2 for me, but that shouldn't change your decision, right? So let me see. Let me just check on this Ethereum short real quick. Bada boom. Or I'm sorry, this Bitcoin short. Let's see. Up 4%, baby. Let's go. But there we go. That's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum, or Ethereum, as your grandmother might call it. But let's go ahead and continue on. We got the altcoins in. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Jasmy. Bada boom. Take a quick sip of that Super U. Shout out to Super U. Not officially sponsored, but I might as well be, because this stuff is fire. It's like a healthy pre-workout is what it has been explained to me as. Got to mix it up a little bit. This stuff will change your life. I'm just kidding. It will make you feel great, though. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Checking on chat real quick. Shout out to Sunny. Hopefully I was able to help you out there. And I would definitely recommend checking out that tutorial. Adil said, Lambo chair is sold out in the UK. Frankie Candles, make sure you get yourself one for sure. Shout out to Adil. Yeah, maybe we will do that. That's a pretty dope. Shout out to Golden with the super chat. Said Secret Labs Lamborghini chair. Secret Labs. Yo, I don't even know what that says. Neotum hybrid leatherette. Alliance model is a beautiful blue with a golden trim. Shout out to Golden. Hang on, I'm taking a picture of that. Real quick. Because if it's fire golden, I would love to get a little golden I'd love to get a little golden trim on my chair. And that's all I'll say there, because I know you guys are going to take that the wrong way. You guys are going to be like, huh? You're looking for golden trim? Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Trader NZ. Says, why is Market Cipher so expensive? Simply said, because it works. And I always recommend, listen, with the paid indicators, here's the thing, Trader NZ, you don't need paid indicators to make money trading, right? Obviously, I am a big proponent of I'm a big advocate for Market Cipher and Lux Algo. These are both paid indicators that I use every single day. But I would never push to my audience that you have to have paid indicators or you can't make money. It's just simply not the truth, right? So if you can't afford it right now, that's not a big deal, right? You could use free indicators, which maybe we could take a look at in a second. What happened to the Moss Water? Shout out to Crypto Independent. We're actually been out of stock on the Moss Water for a while, but it will be back soon. Don't you worry. There's plenty of free indicator combinations that you can use. I actually have a video on the channel, overpowered free indicator setup. I actually might update that video soon here. But there are plenty of free indicators that you can use. If you watch the tutorials on the channel, I always show like free alternatives if I'm talking about paid indicators, because I know not everybody can afford it. But what I would recommend is either trying out Market Cipher or Lux Algo. I know Lux Algo does like free 30-day money back guarantee. Shout out to Lux Algo, also a sponsor of the channel. Shout out to Lux. Link in the description if you guys want to save some money. But they do a full 30-day money back guarantee. So with the paid indicators, you can try it out, and very likely, especially if you're starting to get the hang of trading, they very quickly will make you your money back more often than not. Obviously, you still have to be profitable. They're not just going to make you money for no reason. But you know, that's what I always, you know, the one thing that's nice about Lux Algo is they do have the 30-day money back guarantee. But you know, any paid indicator you use, you know, very often they will make you your money back. Like for me, as soon as I was able to afford Market Cipher, I bought it, and then, you know, I never looked back, right? Because it's going to help you make money for sure. I actually want to take a shout out to Lux Algo. I want to actually take a look at the Frankie Candles Essentials indicator on Bitcoin in a minute here. But that's what I'm looking at here on Ethereum, guys. And we'll have to see what happens, right? You're just within your volume profile. Let's see if we can make it up to that 786 or value area high. And money flow, as far as money flow goes, you know, looking very similar to Bitcoin. Daily money flow obviously headed in the right direction here. So yeah, we still need the crossover, right? It's too soon to take anything away from this, in my opinion, but you know, it is headed in the right direction. Look what happened last time we got that fake out on the money flow into the red on the daily, right? We came down, we lost the value area, came up bearishly, retested, and what happened? It's almost a very similar setup to what was on Bitcoin. Came up, tested that value area low, got another move to the downside. Money flow crossed over into the red, but only briefly before crossing back over into the green and getting that next big move to the upside. So, you know, headed in the right direction, not out of the water just yet. If I could title this thumbnail without having to worry about, like, the clickability of it, I would just say Bitcoin or crypto, not out of the woods yet, but starting to go in the right direction. That's what I would title the live stream. But let's see. Yo, shout out to Wick. Wick 589 says Frankie sending chats with his third hand. Yeah, shout out to Wick. As you guys know, I do have a third hand. What do you guys think that Mrs. Candle's hand is? You guys know I don't have a girlfriend? Come on. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Take a look at Jasmine real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Oh, there we go. Shout out to Tony D for dropping the Market Cipher and Lux links there. But anyway, let's see. Let's take a look at Jasmine. Let's take a look at the Binance chart here. Bada boom. Okay. I believe this was a high time frame bear div we were looking at. Yeah, I mean, there you go, right? Higher highs on your price action into that key level of resistance with that lower high in your momentum wave, right? Giving you a bearish divergence on the 3-day, indicating probable downside. What happened? You get the rejection back to the downside. Doesn't mean the bear market is here. Just means that you're going to get a move down. And yeah, I mean, this resistance is pretty important, right? So, I mean, this all is, let me go ahead and delete this. I'm going to get rid of this, and I will leave this level. And let me go ahead and pull up some naked points of control. 3 hands. I've got a double tongue. Only Dutch will understand. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Oh, God. Shout out to Blockchain Domain in the chat. What is going on, brother? Good to see you. You guys are funny, man. But anyway, let's take a look at the weekly. Bada boom. Okay. Yeah, weekly MPOC sits right here. I'll label that out. Another weekly MPOC sits right here. Another weekly MPOC sits right here. Bada boom. Check the monthly. Yeah, this is a monthly as well, which is pretty interesting. Let's go ahead, mark that as monthly. Yeah, I mean, you got a monthly MPOC back up in here as well. Yeah, this is pretty clear, right? Let me go ahead and hide the TA or hide the indicators. Come to the daily. Very simply put here, guys. This is huge resistance, right? Golden Pocket 786 retracement, which played out as you would think, right? As we approach that level, we're thinking, hey, probably going to potentially get a rejection there. But now you do have this fresh monthly naked point of control sitting in there as well. So until you wind up flipping those levels, I would not be anticipating anything crazy here on Jasmy. And then key levels down below weekly. I would actually draw this out as a volume profile as well. Bada boom. And bada bing. Go ahead and make that neutral. Mark out the value area high. The POC, which I won't label because we have 2 naked points of controls there. So I will just go ahead and take the text off of that, and then we will take the value area low sitting right here, right? So this is your context down below because technically it's like very similar to Bitcoin, right? Like consolidation, slip the lows, next leg up. Excuse me. So to the downside, if you do wind up losing, let me actually pull some fibs here real quick. Oh, yeah, this is nice. This is nice. 2 key levels on Jasmy, in my opinion. If you do come back down, this POC, monthly naked, weekly naked, and 786 confluence down here is definitely going to be an important level to watch. This is coming in between 0.02 and 0.02165 and 0.02024. So, yeah, that is going to be key, right? Because if sometimes when you get breakouts, like, I mean, this is a pretty strong breakout, to be quite honest with you, but you know, sometimes you do come back down to test that POC before the bigger move up, although this was a very strong move. But the nice thing about this fib pull is it does also give golden pocket, bada boom, on that golden pocket weekly naked point of control. So 2 major levels of support. If you do come down there, I would be looking for bounces. And then obviously the value area high is going to be support as well. So actually drop a little bit of a box on that as well. But really what I like to see here, guys, is confluence. And in my opinion, the most confluent levels are going to be here and here for Jasmy. And then key level of resistance remains this entire box to the upside. And then if you do break out, right, if you do wind up getting a breakout, I will go ahead, pull from the high to the low. Bada boom. Let's pull up our extensions. Or let's see. Actually, no, we don't need this. Let me pull up the VPVR real quick. VRVP, as some people call it. Bada boom. Come on, TradingView. Come on, TradingView. All right, yeah, kind of hard. Let me go ahead and just look at this portion. Come on. Come on. All right. Come on. Come on, TradingView. You can do it. There you go. All right. Yeah, not really much to take away from this. But what I will say is, yeah, this is like your major high volume node. Once you break above these highs, you do get that kind of fall off in volume, which is going to be hard to show you right now. But yeah, this is kind of what I'd be looking at on Jasmy. Those are the local levels. All right, let's see. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Said we love you. Shout out to Captain. What is going on? Thank you for being here. CandleMafia Mama. Let's go. Let's see. Bada bing. She said, and I love y'all. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Here since day one. Also, one of the very few people who heard me embarrassingly try to freestyle as a challenge on my first or third live stream. I think it was my third live stream, and it failed miserably. So, yeah, I'm not a rapper, though. Let's go ahead and continue. Captain OG, she said she bought 2,000 XRP. Thank you for recognizing worth. Shout out to Wick589. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Greg. I'm not going to read that out loud, but shout out to you, brother. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's take a look at KDA, or Cadena, as some people call it. Let's see. Take a look at the Binance chart. Woo, baby. Yeah, this is... let me go full screen here. Losing my voice a little bit here, guys. Got a little aggressive playing body cam this weekend. I may or may not have raged. Let's see. Okay. All right. So here we are, right, on Cadena. Let's pull up some naked monthly points of controls. See where those key levels are. Bada boom. MPOC. And you've also got one here. Bada boom. What is going on down here? Yeah. All right. Well, we had one down here. We tapped it. So, yeah, you did hit this. This is technically a monthly naked point of control. Right? You had it, you tapped it, and now that's kind of where your current monthly MPOC is, but it's not confirmed yet. So, that is, yeah. Could you get a bounce off this? I would argue that you could, right? No confluence on the fibs. Take a look at the weekly. Let's see. You do have a weekly horizontal here. It's going to give you some backup support. So, yeah, I mean, are you getting signals down here? Potentially. Let's pull up Market Cipher real quick. They're not the clearest signals. I mean, momentum is coming up. Money flow is crossing over into the green. This would indicate a push up. However, you don't have any, like, strong bullish divergences. Doesn't mean you can't bounce, but, yeah, look at the money flow. Money flow don't look that bad. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't be surprised if you can continue up on a lot of this stuff, at least for a continued retracement, right? You might be thinking to yourself, well, Frankie, what happened to the higher time frame money flow? Still doesn't look great, right, on most things. Let's check Cadena real quick. Yeah, I mean, still pretty deep in the red here. This is better than a fresh crossover, though, in my opinion, right? Like, Bitcoin is just getting the fresh crossover. This is a little more bearish, in my opinion, than here, right? Because technically, this could be a low, right? Like, this could be the bottom of the of the money flow wave. But really, what I like to see here is, like, bullish divergences on the higher time frames is nice to see here. We just simply don't have it. But money flow is headed in the right direction, to be quite honest with you. 5-hour crossing into the green, 4-hour crossing over into the green, 3-hour crossing over into the green, 12-hour curving back up here, 16-hour green dot confirmed. Yeah, fresh 4-day green dot, fresh 5-day green dot. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you can get a continued push up here. Not like a beautiful there's not like a beautiful setup, in my opinion. You'd have a little bull div on the 2-hour here before the push up. No position here or setup, in my opinion. However, as far as money flow, it does look like you could potentially continue up. Let's pull up the VPVR real quick. Hide these levels, as I do every single day, right? Save as default. Please never put those lines on this chart again. And they'll just pop right back up. But let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you do have, let's come back over to the daily, just get a little bit of an idea of what we're looking at here. Yeah, I mean, your next, to be quite honest, like, this is kind of what I'd be looking at on Cadena. This is your naked value area above. Bada boom, right? Let's pull from, let's pull this fib. Boom, boom. Kind of hard to pull this fib. I don't know where I want to pull it from. Whoa, what's going on here? Okay, so right here, POC, golden pocket, confluence. Now, I would use this as two things, right? This is obviously going to be key resistance. However, could also use it as a potential target, right? Because look what we have. High volume node, pretty big gap, right? Not that there's no levels in here, right? It's not a complete and total volume gap. You could get some turbulence, but you can see here, as soon as we lost this high volume node, broke into that low volume gap, and then bing bong, you start to just quickly grinding your way to the downside. Not much support there until you get to the high volume node from this little area consolidation back here. So if we break above this high volume node and flip it to support, we could anticipate a quick move up. I would anticipate some kind of resistance sitting at 72 cents. And then once you break above that, I would look for a push up into that golden pocket or even that 786. But really the main level I would look at is this golden pocket, POC value area low sitting between 82 and 79 cents. Once you flip that POC or this whole kind of area to support, once you flip that to support, right, bada boom, flip that. That's where you can look up and get accepted into the range. Look for the 786 and the value area high to come in. So that's what I'd be looking at on Cadena. Money flow actually looking like it's headed in the right direction with very little resistance ahead until you get to this next high volume node, again at 72 cents. All right, let's see. Shout out to Golden, said waterfalls. I'm not German, lol. Shout out to Golden. Waterfalls are always better than showers, especially when they're, Golden. Anyway, let's continue on here. Is it considered a naked value area because we haven't come back into the range since we fell out? Yeah, shout out to Travis. When I'm referring to a naked value area, I am referring to a value area that was lost and then not tapped again, right? Yes, correct. I want to give you like a more in-depth explanation, but it just simply you're correct. It's like I'm digging for more details that aren't there. Yes. All right, let's continue on. Shout out to Joe Crypto says, bing bong. Shout out to you, brother. Let's see. What did he say? Shout out to Do It. Let's see. Okay, let's jump back into, I'll take a quick look at Fetch. I see a lot of people asking for Fetch in the chat. I'm a man of the people. Got to give you what you want. Give me what you want when you really, really want. Oh, tell me. Whatever, guys. I sing Spice Girls sometimes. Not a big deal. Anyway. Bada boom, bada bing. Come on. Get rid of this line. Get rid of this one, too. Actually, hang on. Yeah, it's so hard to say, like, what we were looking for here. But I always like to see if our little lines played out. But let's see what we got going on here. So, on Fetch, you can't make it up, right? We came down to our key level, right? These are like one of those levels where it's like, I don't even know, everybody is so bullish. When it's the bull market's here, we're never going to correct ever again. What is going on here? Oh, God. It's broken. Data unavailable. Error. Fatal error. All right. Well, everybody gets super bullish, right? And then, we're saying, like, hey, if we can retrace, guys, this would be a big level to look at. And I always feel crazy looking down that low, especially when you have the actually, money flow was not really coming out. Yeah, 3-day money flow coming out. 4-day money flow was coming out. I think you also had some blood diamonds here as well. Yeah, blood diamond here. That was indicative of downside. So we look down below at the daily naked and the weekly naked point of control. Seems crazy at the time because everybody just wants up only. Frankie, don't you see this big leg up we had? We're never going down again. And if we do go down more than 5%, it's the bear market, right? That's how most people think. But simply put, we wait for that move to the downside, and we do wind up coming right into those key levels where we wound up getting the actual bounce from. And now we're kind of just sitting down here. The question is, are we going to hold that level and continue up, or are we going to continue to break down? Now, I will say, the fact that we held these naked points of control, this whole zone is somewhat decent. We did break these. We did not hold these levels. This retracement did not work out. So let's get rid of that. Naked point of control has been tapped. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that as well. And let's pull up some new levels here. Let's take a look at the daily. Actually, let's take a look at the weekly real quick. Yeah, all your naked points of controls are above for the most part. If you did get another big move down, obviously the next key level I would be looking at, would be this area of consolidation down here. And again, in my opinion, right, this is very similar to like that 51 to 52K level on Bitcoin, right? We're just pulling it from a previous area of consolidation and extrapolating those levels to the right. These are naked points of controls, but basically you could do the same thing by just like pulling your volume profile here, right? And then pulling your zone like that. However, on the way back down, if we do continue here, that next kind of area that I would be looking at would be down here sitting between 76 and about 61 cents, right? We're not there just yet. You do have some naked points of controls here. You have a daily, but let me pull up the weekly. You do have a weekly MPOC. Actually, I have 2 down here. Not saying we're going down there, right? I don't want anyone to freak out. But I'm just kind of bringing them up there because, again, I felt crazy putting these on the chart, and then we wound up coming to them, right? So you're always better off having the levels on the chart than not having them, right? Yeah, locally, this weekly naked point of control must be held. If you cannot hold that level, guys, very likely to get more downside here. Pull up the VPVR, zoom in a bit here, come to the daily. Come on, VPVR. There we go. So you lose that weekly naked, pretty quick drop down to your next high volume node. Again, coming down to that same area we just looked at, right? So you must hold above $1.10, right? You start losing this level, you're in the danger zone of getting a pretty quick drop to the downside. But if, it's always 2 ends of the coin here, this daily naked point of control is a nice confluence with the 786. So maybe, just maybe, we're coming down for that 786 retracement, and we could potentially put in a higher low, continue that trend back up to higher prices, which obviously, naked value area is now up here. Kind of just kind of in no man's land, to be quite honest with you, here on Fetch. So yeah, looking to hold this key level. And if you don't hold that weekly, probably bigger drop to the downside. But if we do put a higher low in here, could see that push up, potentially bringing you back up to that $2 zone. So that's what I'd be looking at on Fetch. I'm not going to spend too much time here on Market Cipher just because it's probably going to be very, very, very similar. Yeah, 2-day money flow crossover into the red, 3-day money flow crossing over into the red, VWAP rolling down as well. So again, if this starts to get ugly, definitely going to want those lower levels on your chart, right? It doesn't hurt, right, to have those levels there in case you do get that big drop down. You're thinking like, oh my God, what is happening? Where is it going to stop? But you could pull up your chart and be like, well, hey, I know there's a gap here, so I'm not scared that we're going to get a big move down, right? I'm not scared of this fast move because I know why it's happening, right? And you also know where it's likely to stop because you have your key levels on the chart. So there you go. Shout out to Shunzin. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, bro. He says, Frankie, do you think Rose can reach $1? Let's see. I will say this, right? Is that all? I think that's all the price action we're going to get. Okay, there we go. Can Rose hit $1, right? This is a very, very, very difficult question to answer, right? It's dependent on so many things, right? And, you know, in my opinion, if sometimes I see, you know, people talking about price predictions, and if you're not incorporating some form of technical analysis or at least like analysis based off market cap, it's essentially just a blind guess, right? Like when people say like, Ethereum to $50,000, right? If most people, right? And I'm talking about like, you know, people you might know like in your personal life. Oh, Ethereum's going to 50K, right? Ethereum's going to 10K. Just dig a little deeper. Just ask why. Why do you think that? And, like, if there's no legitimate information or data behind that assumption, then, like, what are we Are we just gambling, right? Like, but if you say, like, well, hey, I think it could reach this market cap because there's competitors in the space that have grown to this market cap, and if it goes from this market cap and gets anywhere near that market cap with the competitors, then maybe we could see it jump up to this price. But, yeah, a lot of people out there just making blind guesses, which is wild. But I mean, here's the thing, right? What I would do, right, personally for my price predictions is I would like to base this off of a few different things, right? But for the most part, for something like Rose, I would be looking at Fibonacci extensions, right? So if I go here and activate my extension levels, you know, we could look at these next kind of areas for price to go. So in my personal opinion, right, like even on Bitcoin, we saw Bitcoin. Let me actually pull up a clean chart here. Bada boom, bada bing. Here we go, right? So for Bitcoin, right, pull up the weekly chart here on Bitcoin. What happened here? Oh, God, I need the Bitstamp chart. So, right, if you pull your fib from the high of the 2017 bull run all the way to the bottom of the bear market of 2018, you can see Bitcoin, I believe this was the 236. Let me see. Bada boom. Or is it the 3? Not the 236. I think it's I think it's a 3618. Yeah, 3618 here. Is literally where price wound up rejecting, right? And this is based off the Fibonacci retracements, right? So you pull from the high to the low, and then you have these extrapolated levels. Let me actually turn off some of these other kind of like abstract ones. Most people we'll look at like the 1618, the 2618, the 3618. Some people look at the 236s on the extension side of things. But these are like kind of the major, like the 1236 is a level that a lot of people will watch. 1618, 2618, and the 3618 are very, very popular extension levels. And you can see these do work on the way to the upside, right? And you have to use these extension levels because once you get to a point where price is in price discovery, you can't look left to find structure that will give you resistance, right? So you have to go off these Fibonacci retracements, or I should say extensions. And the reason this works is because other traders look at this as well, right? So if there's a bunch of people looking at this 3618, and it's not necessarily why we went into the bear market, but the reason these levels are respected is because there's tons of other traders looking at these exact levels. So you can see here, price went up into the 3618. If you test like previous cycles here, if I pulled one from the top of the 2013 run all the way to the bottom of the 2015 bear market, price actually ran all the way through the 3618, right? But this is kind of how I find targets, right? But this also has to be like there's a lot that has to go into this, right? You can look at the Fibonacci levels, but then you have to even look at the market cap and see if it's even likely for that to happen. So for Rose, really what I would look for here is I would be using the Fibonacci extension levels, right? Let me pull that back up. Actually, just pull up on this chart. Bada boom, right? Pull up the daily. So, right, if we go from, let's pull it from this, actually. Come on. Coinbase, I need like the most price history. But for the most part, right, I would be looking at Fibonacci extension. So even if you pull this local Fibonacci extension, is everything okay? Trading View, please help me here. There we go. Right, so, even this local Fibonacci extension here on Rose would be, pushing up into the 47s. I wish I had the just full. What's the MACD chart look like? Yeah, we need like, so if we pull, let's see if we can pull it from this high. Come on. Come on. Or I'll just eyeball it here. Right, so if we pull all the way from the high to the low here, your macro golden pocket's all the way up at, or macro 786 at 47 cents. And then, let's see. Let me pull up these levels. I'm going to turn off the abstract ones. Turn that off. Yeah, so, I mean, here, your 1618 is at 93 cents. So, again, I would want to see more. I would want to look at the market cap and stuff. I'm not going to spend all the time to do that right this second. But, based off the Fibonacci extensions, I mean, a 1618 from this high would not be that unlikely in my opinion. And that brings you close to $1. So not like the most crazy prediction ever in my opinion. But again, like there's more analysis that has to go into that. And to be quite honest with you, yeah, I would be very careful just like looking for these price targets, right? A lot of people last bull run were all stuck listening to like influencers' random price predictions, right? Like I think Ethereum's going to this price. I think Link is going to this price, and I think Bitcoin's going to 100K, right? And everybody just held on to these random price predictions. And looking back, it's like a lot of them were not based off much information, right? And some of them were, but really the people who back up their stuff with real information are very oftentimes more conservative and a little bit more bearish. And the masses don't like that, right? So a lot of people are like, screw that guy. He doesn't think Bitcoin's going to 100K. I'm not listening to that guy. But those people in hindsight are oftentimes the right ones because they're not just like blindly hoping for the six-figure Bitcoin, right? So just be careful like looking for those price predictions and just holding on to them. For me, what I would do, right, for long-term investments, instead of picking an arbitrary number and waiting for price to get up there, there's nothing wrong with looking for the predictions, right? I literally do it for a living. But what I would do, right, what I would recommend, not financial advice, is if you are invested in crypto, looking for that big parabolic bull run, and you're looking to figure out a way to exit the market, right, you could look at things like Fibonacci extensions. You could do the market cap analysis to figure out like how much you think it can go up. But in my opinion, right, laddering out of the market over time is like a winning strategy. Just like we DCA into the market on the pushes to the downside, you could dollar cost average in. You could dollar cost average out just like you dollar cost average in. But most people just want to hold that bag for the big number, and then more often than not, that number never comes. So, either ladder out or, figure out your financial goals, right? And it's really hard to say because everybody just wants to hold on for $1 million. Everyone just wants to get rich overnight. But, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to flip $1,000 into $1 million? Because that strategy has got to be completely different than someone who's investing $50K and looking to grow it slowly years, maybe to a few $100,000, right? They're all different strategies, but I really don't recommend, like, not that you can't look for price predictions, like we put price prediction videos out too, right? But I'm not just like, let's say I think Rose is, I'm very confident it's going to go to $1, right? I'm not just going to hold Rose until it hits $1. Right? Because I'm reacting off what the chart says. If the chart comes up and only brings us up to 37 cents, and then we're at that point in the bull market where things are typically topping out, and I'm getting massive bearish signals here, I am not just going to blindly hold this because I want it to go to $1, right? The market does not care that I want it to go to $1. Just like the market didn't care about Bitcoin going to 100K and Ethereum going to whatever price, right? We undershot all those price predictions. So, and this was like widely agreed upon on the whole crypto space, right? Like everyone thought it was going to 100K. And it's like, I don't know, like what was that based off of? And then you look at the TA and it's like, The weekly was screaming the top was in. Right, the weekly was screaming. Massive bearish divergence, money flow coming out. Even on the monthly, you had the monthly bear div as well. I believe with money flow coming out on top of that. Yeah, monthly bearish divergence. Like this is not screaming 100K incoming. This is screaming like the top is in. But everybody just like, no, super cycle. No, it's got to go to 100K. Everybody thinks it's going to 100K. So you got to protect yourself, right? And have an exit plan. Have a plan in general. What are you looking to do with crypto, right? Are you looking to make $1 million? Are you looking to make $1,000? How much are you starting with? And all this stuff changes between each person, right? So don't just hold on for arbitrary numbers. I don't recommend that. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Pre-workout. Are you working out? Shout out to Creighton C. I don't know if that's even in I don't even know if that was directed towards me. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's see. BTC's going to 4.5 million. Shout out to Wick 589. Probably one day. Yeah, shout out to Wick said, if you have a fan on in your room, you're in. Hit that like button. Smash that like button, guys. We got 343 likes. Let's run it up to 500 before we wrap up here. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at Bonk. We took a look at Fetch. We took a look at Jasmine. We took a look at Kadena. Let's take a quick look at Bonk. Shout out to our boy Greg. Big Bonk guy. Let's see here. Bada boom, bada bing. Nah, it's going to 0. Everyone out. Shout out to Jonah Lang, bro. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm screwed. Shout out to Greg. All right, let's take a look here. So, anyway, sorry guys, that was my inner goat. Let's see. Take the weekly. No information on the weekly. Take a look at the daily. I mean, hey, daily money flow crossed back over into the green. That is somewhat of a good sign, right? And let's not forget that total 3 did want. Hey, shout out to M Ninja. Let's go. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate that. Not super chat. I appreciate that gifted membership. Let's go. Who got it? Pastrana, let's go. Shout out to Pastrana. Welcome back into the Mafia. Let's go. But yeah, shout out to M Ninja. I appreciate you, bro. And I know Pastrana does as well. But shout out to Shunzin said, thanks for your answer, Frankie. You're the best. Shout out to Shunzin. Hopefully was able to help you out. And, you know, like I said, like we do put price predictions, but like even on Bitcoin, guys, we'll come back to this in a minute. You know, when I put predictions out there, they're usually 20-minute videos with in-depth analysis and information, right? So one of the big kind of, it's not very often that I just get up here and say, hey, we're probably going to this price. But when I do, it is based off sound, data, and technical analysis, right? When we were approaching this macro value area from the bottom of the from the top of the bull market, right? We were calling, right? This is like one of the few times where I'm like, hey guys, like, are we about to see price like really start blasting off here? But this wasn't just based off nothing, right? I wasn't just like I didn't like hear some news and just say like, oh, Bitcoin's going to, Bitcoin's going to 50K. Right? When I put 50K incoming on a thumbnail, it's not just because like I feel bullish or I heard somebody say 50K. It's based off actual analysis, right? So, you know, when I said, hey, we're probably, shout out to anybody who's been watching for this long, right? Guys, if we break this level, we could easily see Bitcoin blast off up to the 50K macro golden pocket, right? So, you know, the thought process on that deep dive video that I did was saying, hey, once we break this value area low, very likely we see a shot up to 50K. This is not a blind target, right? Like this isn't a blind, I'm bullish, we're going up, right? It is not only based off the volume profile where we knew that we had the POC of the range sitting at $47,000, but we also had the macro golden pocket coming in very close confluence there, around $50,000. And then we also had the the value area high in 786 sitting just above that, right? So like this wasn't a blind, guess. This was just, hey, if we break this, based off the TA, very likely we shoot off into these prices. And what happened? We came up to the golden pocket. We rejected as we were looking for, and then we shot up towards that gold 786, which is, you know, very close to where we're sitting right now. But this is all based off analysis, right? This is not just me saying, oh, there's a lot of bullish stuff going on behind the scenes. There's a bunch of bullish news happening. I think we're going to go to, I don't know, I feel like 50K, right? Like, I'm not just like eyeballing it. There are actual reasons we look for this stuff to happen, right? And even in price predictions, right? If I'm calling for 100K, it's not just because I feel like it's going to 100K. It's because there's some kind of level up there, a Fibonacci extension, a spider line, and there also needs to be a reason for me to see price going up there, right? Like, it's why I'm so confused on why so many people thought 100K was coming in when we were getting massive high time frame bearish signals. Now, this was obviously before I had my YouTube channel, but, you know, at this time, everyone calling for 100K and, like, felt like the only guy in, like, my friend group that was, like, you know, or my crypto group, I should say, that's like, hey, guys, like, this is pretty bearish on the higher time frames. Like, this is not looking like something that's going to blast off to 100K. As a matter of fact, on this drop to the downside, I kind of started my channel, I believe, within here, right? As a matter of fact, one of the first major things that I called when I started my channel was the big drop from this level here at $47,000, because not only do we have the confirmed bear div on the higher time frames, but we also had the weekly blood diamond, right? So, you know, you have this massive bearish signal at the top here. You put a slightly higher high in with lower highs. Money flow comes out. At this point, not only did you have the red dot, but money flow on the weekly was also about to cross over into the red, which has historically started bear markets. And I'll never forget this. This is like really early in my online career, and I'll never forget. I got torn up for saying that. Nobody wanted to hear that, right? Everybody was like, get this guy off. I hate this guy. He sucks. Get him out of here. And what happened? The TA wound up playing out. No one cares. The market does not care about anybody's feelings. The signals played out, and we got the big drop to the downside. I even got some messages saying, Frankie, I was pretty mad when you brought up that weekly blood diamond, but I listened, and you saved me a lot of money. Not that you should ever listen to what I'm saying. Same thing with this weekly bull div, right? Like very, very, very massive bullish signal on a higher time frame, but everyone was just looking for 10K. And my question is, why? Right? Like, what is the reason for looking down to 10K, right? We're getting a massive reversal signal on the massively higher time frames. This is not typically where you get a move to the downside. And I just don't know how people just come up there and it's like they're just like randomly guessing. It's crazy. But that's why, you know, you could trade fundamentals, right? This is why I stick to the charts, because I feel like it gives me something tangible to actually look at, right? Instead of just like feeling bullish or feeling bearish, I have reasons and if this, then that statements to remain profitable over time. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. So let's go ahead and go back over to Bonk here, and let's see if we can call some upside. Hey, shout out to Colm McCook. Shout out to you, bro. Welcome to the Goodfellas. Let's go. Thank you for getting that membership, bro. I appreciate you. Welcome to the Mafia. And we are friendly Mafia, guys. I just want to repeat that, and we're not a cult, guys. It's not a cult. Anyway. I don't think we're a cult. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Take a look at the daily, right? Money flow crossover into the green. This is somewhat of a good sign. You know, volume profile I would be looking at is kind of this just general range. We have sitting between, you know, whatever these prices are. I'm not going to butcher these numbers for you guys. You can read them on the side. But, yeah, I mean, what happened here? Very simply put, down to the value area low. Probably got some 4-hour bull divs down there if I had to guess. Well, look at that. As you deviate below the low, this is how we trade, Mafia. This is how we trade. Come down to that value area low, and then that's where you're looking for your bullish signals. You get the lower low as you, oh my God, come on. Lower lows as you deviate below that value area low, higher lows on your momentum waves, money flow stair-stepping, and then what happens? You get the confirmation, get back above that value area low, straight to the POC, and now you're back above the POC. I'll be honest with you guys. You definitely have resistance above here. However, I will say this as well. As you're above this POC, we could potentially see a move towards that value area high. I'd probably be careful around this little area of consolidation. Whoops. Probably going to give you a little sticking point right here. This will probably give you some trouble. However, as long as you're above this POC, could anticipate a move up, or you begin your journey up to that value area high. So there you go. And then these levels are coming in between 29.30 and 26.74. It's just a naked value area. Also likely confluent with this Fibonacci pull here. Yeah, I mean, golden pocket at the top of this value area high. So this will probably give you some kind of turbulence. However, as you reside above this POC, could potentially look for a move up to that value area high. Very simply put. Kind of clean TA there. I'm not going to overcomplicate it. Money flow crossover into the green on the daily is not a bad sign. 12-hour working its way up. 8-hour money flow starting to work its way back up to the 0 line. 4-hour money flow crossover into the green, not looking too shabby. 2-hour money flow crossover into the green. 90-minute crossover into the green. Yeah, so this doesn't look horrible. Doesn't mean you're going to yeet straight to that value area high, but at least now you have the key levels, right? As long as you remain above that POC sitting at 2301, this could be, very simply put, ba-da-boom. There's your volume profile. Stay above this level. Continue that journey. Oftentimes, it is not a straight shot. Oftentimes, it is very confusing and very annoying. Just like on that Ethereum volume profile, right? Come on over to the live stream chart. Bada-boom. Right? What happened here, right? We came down to the POC, but then we got to bounce up. Everyone's like, oh my God, we're going back up. No, this is just, POC acts as a magnet, right? It's very confusing, and it likes to trick people out of their positions, right? So, you reject that value area high perfectly. You don't go straight to the value area low. As a matter of fact, it was very sketchy. Come back up, back below, back up, back below, but eventually you did get that move to the value area low. It's weathering the storm through that chop and having faith and trust in your analysis, being confident in your analysis, and holding that trade to play out in full. So there you go. So that's what I'll be looking at on Bonk. Just watching for that, hold of the POC for a potential move up to that value area high. So there you go. Shout out to Minaj, M Ninja. I almost said Minaj. M Ninja says, bada boom. Shout out to you, brother. XRP. Shout out to XRP. We can take a quick look, a little bonus alt here on XRP. Still doing nothing. God, XRP. Is XRP going to be and I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm just like, let me know in the chat, right? Is XRP going to be the disappointment in this bull run? So, this is why. And I'm an XRP guy, right? Like, I have a big bag of XRP. I'm not selling it in a panic, right? I'm not buying anymore either. But I'm holding on to my XRP. But, is this going to be the disappointment of this bull run? I hope not, right? I have a big bag of XRP. Nobody wants XRP to go to $5 or $10 more than I do, right? But very, very, very interesting stuff here as, this is essentially, if you're looking at patterns here, it's like just a massive, massive bullish pennant here. Like this, I don't know. I would look at this more of like a symmetrical triangle. But, either way, like, are we finally going to get that big breakout for XRP? Who knows? But, this is why I don't get tribal about my altcoins, right? It's like everybody, wag me. We're all going to make it. Hodl, 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 right? I'm a trader, right? So this goes against my nature. I am not, right? And I've been in crypto and I've been trading long enough and just investing long enough to understand that, crypto is PvP, right? Like the people telling you we're all going to make it are either getting wrecked themselves or they're just trying to get you to hold on so they can sell, right? And for their own benefit, right? This one thing I love about crypto is like the kind of inclusiveness. Have you ever been to a Bitcoin conference? Like, it's just like all these like-minded people come together. So that aspect of that is there. But when it comes to actually investing, like diamond hands is like not the best strategy in my opinion, right? Because diamond hands will just hold all the way to the top and then hold all the way to the bottom. And if you have a long-term investment plan, like my long-term crypto bags, right, you could say I'm diamond handing them, right? But I'm not going to hold them forever, right? If Bitcoin blasts off to 80, 90, 100K, I am not just holding my Bitcoin randomly, right? Just to diamond hand, right? I'm not looking to hold it back down into the next bear market. Crypto's PvP, right? You got to take the money. So, that's kind of why I don't know. I don't really, not that I don't subscribe to that mentality, but it's just like, in my opinion, like if your goal is to make money in crypto, that is a horrible strategy, right? Like just to hold on because like, this is my favorite project and I believe in the community. That's all good and dandy as long as you're taking profits, right? Like when I sell XRP, I could still be in the XRP army, but I want to make sure I take that profit before it goes back down, right? So, the community aspect is great, but you have to separate the financials from, you can believe in a community and, be part of we're all going to make it and diamond hands, but you got to make your money too, right? Like I think a lot of people forget that they're here to make money. And that's, XRP is a perfect example of why I don't get tribal with my altcoins, right? There's some people out there that only buy XRP because they think it's going to be like the new, the new standard or whatever. Like they think everything's going to go on XRP and it's going to go to $1 million a coin. And like they just invest all their money into XRP. Meanwhile, they're missing 4, 5, 6 X's left and right. And, I'm not doing that just because hashtag XRP army, right? I hold my bag and I invest in other things as well. But this is a perfect example why I don't get overly tribal about my altcoins, right? The market does not care about your feelings. It doesn't care about the community, right? The market player versus player. You are all fighting each other, right? So don't be the last one to diamond hand your bag to 0. So with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for shout out to Juan, said, are you still in that short scalp on BTC? Yeah, shout out to Juan. Yes, I am. Yeah, the new dollar. Shout out to Crypto Independent. And like I said, I'm bullish on XRP, right? Like I'm holding my bag, but I'm not just like, if XRP like was showing massively bearish signs, like I'm just gonna sell it, right? Like I'm not like, why would I hold my bag if I know it's gonna go down just because like I'm part of the community, right? It's just like, if you're here to make money, and I love the community aspect of crypto, but let's not kid ourselves, right? I think most people are here to make money, right? So you got to separate the financials from the actual diamond hand situation. But with all that being said, hopefully XRP gets moving soon because, like I said, nobody wants that thing to go to $10 more than me. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you for hanging out to the end and smashing that like button. Let's get to 400 before the stream ends. And with all that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. I love each and every single one of you. I don't just say that because I'm on camera. I say it because it's the truth. I get to do what I love every single day with the coolest people in the world, the Candle Mafia. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threat, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Yo, Golden. I go to @Golden in chat because he's got to skirt those YouTube rules if he wants to keep giving to the Mafia. Shout out to Golden. We love you, brother. And shout out to Joe, says XRP's got to move sometime. That's what I'm thinking, bro. I hope so. Shout out to the XRP army. And with all that being said, guys, that's all I got. Go check out Super U. Tony D, if you got the link to Super U, tell people to go check this out because I was in the worst mood ever. And I drink this stuff, guys. I swear to God, this does more for my mood than it even gives me energy. It's supposed to be pre-workout. Maybe it does give me energy, but it puts me in a great mood. Probably because I lack in so many vitamins. And there's a ton of vitamins in that. But with all that being said, guys, I'll see you next time. Tomorrow, same place, same time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing! Bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out.